My father's friend Hopton had a girlfriend named Chicky. I normally hung out at her house sometimes. She had a daughter named Simone, who would come up to my father's house to sleep over.
She always carried her snacks to eat at night. She carried banana chips, biscuits, and sweets. Each night I would eat off her banana chips. In the morning, when we were awake, she would be saying, "Rat, eat my banana chips." I would look like I was innocent, but she found out I was the rat eating her banana chips at night.
I laughed so hard, you couldn't even imagine.
I was very bright going to school. I stopped going to school when I was age 14. I woke up one morning and said to myself, I am done with school. I didn't care no more.
My father said to me, "Something is wrong because you normally love to go to school." I said, "I am not going back." I was a school dropout. I didn't pass any subject. But Jesus didn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called.
I remember I run away from my house to one of my friend's house. She was my school friend. Her name was Sharon Gilbert.
Her mom's name was Bev. She was a very nice lady, and her little sister Chunky. I spent 3 days there with them, and then I returned back home. One day, an old man named Hyde, we called him Old Hyde, came to live in Breadfruit Gully, my area.
He had 3 daughters, Princess, Nene, and Shirley, the eldest daughter. I made friends with them and moved into their house to live with them. Princess was of my age, and Nene the younger one. I was always carrying her on my back in exchange for her food. Old Hyde was a good man. He took care of me. He was always cooking and giving us food.
He gave me money and bought things for all of us in the house. He also had other girls living there who didn't have anywhere else to go.
I remember when Old Hyde was living in Cooley Lane, and I was living there with him and his children. He had other young girls living there, Lisa and Donna. Lisa was tiny in body, always dressing up,
Putting on lipstick and makeup, always looking pretty, even when she's not going out. Donna was like the mother. We would listen to her, and she would fight for us if anyone troubled us.
We didn't have any clothes and shoes, so we used to wear each other's clothes and shoes in return. Princess had a beautiful blue jean skirt, and all of us would wear it in return. So if anyone went out wearing the skirt, we had to wait until that person came back so we could wear it. One day, a man named Maurice, who lived across the road, was always watching us girls. He said to Princess,
"Princess, tell me, who that blue skirt belong to? Because I see everybody in it."
We were so ashamed, but we found it funny.
One day, there was a running sport event at Bogwalk School. My father brought me a shoes. He brought it from a boy in his early 20s named Bagan. The shoes belonged to his mother, Shirley, but my dad didn't know.
I was enjoying myself at the sport events. I was shouting for the girls to run faster on the track and field. When I looked, I saw a man. It was Bagon's father. He shouted at me, calling me out in front of everyone.
He shouted at me,
"Take off my wife's shoes!"
I was so embarrassed. I started to run on the track. I ran past the girls who were already running relay, and he ran me down the field. I was running, and he was running me down. I was screaming loudly as I was running, but he didn't catch me. One morning, I remember 2 men came by the house. They stayed all morning, idling around.
2 men came by the house, hanging around with ganja in their hands, wasting the whole morning idling.
I remember the first time I got close to weed. Just one small taste left me dizzy and confused, like I wasn't myself anymore.
I remember seeing things running up and down in the yard, dark shadows that terrified me. I cried out, "Princess! Princess, I am mad! Take care of me, you hear, Princess!" And everyone in the house was scared that morning. The man took me to the hospital. My head was spinning around. I was laying down in his lap at the hospital. I thought I was mad. The man told the doctors something else because he was afraid that he would lock up.
But that was the devil's plan to get rid of me. He tried everything to mess up my mind, but Jesus always delivered on time.
Few months have passed and I didn't see my mom, didn't know what happened to her. I never heard from her for a long time.
I didn't see my baby sister Panton. I was now 18 years old. My dad was living with a woman named Georgia. She was Princess's bigger sister. She was living in Kingston at the time, and she would come up on the weekend and stay with my dad. Georgia was a lovely girl in her early 30s. She was all right. We gambled together. We smoked weed and cigarette and drink Guinness. She was with my father until his last day on earth. I met my teenage boyfriend, and we started dating at the age of 18 years old.
I am a gambler. I gamble very hard like my father and mother. I used to play bingo
And playing cards with my friends, Madge and Vivienne, Jasmine, and many more of my friends from the area. I drink alcohol, I smoke weed, and fight anyone who trouble me. I never get love growing up, only from my dad. So I believe the whole world was against me, but this is another trick from the destiny. One morning I wake up, but there was something different from every other morning. I feel a supernatural feelings came over me. I said to my father, "Dada, Mama is dead." He said to me, "What are you talking about? Take your mouth off the woman." He said, "What must kill her?" I said, "No, something is wrong. My mother is dead." He didn't believe me because we haven't heard from her in a while. No one knew what happened to her. About 2 o'clock the same day, a telegram came to my father's address, and the letter read,
Come quick, Cherry is dead!
My dad started to panic. He says to me, "How do you know all of this?" I said, "Dada, I don't know, but I told you. It's like someone was telling me my mother was dead." Each time I would tell my father or mother some supernatural things that is happening and what I saw, they would not believe me. Like one day I saw a man shift the cloud in the sky and look down on me. I told my mother, but she did not believe me, and I suffered for it. One day I told my dad, I saw 5 soldiers jump in the river, all blood running down their face. Now came back out, but he didn't believe me. That day when I told him about Mama, he started to watch my movements. But I didn't know that it was God all along. I was speaking in a language that I didn't understand from the age of 9. I would saw images of people looking like ghosts, and they would just disappear. I would get a lot of scary and frightening visions at night in bed when I go to sleep. I was so scared to sleep at night, and I covered my head with the blanket and hide myself. My grandmother name was Eva, my mother father name was Campo. He didn't have any money to bury my mom, so she didn't get a funeral service. I don't know how they bury or what happened to her body. I heard that the hospital had burned her body. I was 18 years old when my mother had died, and that was the end of my mother journey. I could not manage my baby sister Karen, otherwise named Panton. She was a baby when my mother died, about 2 or 3 years old. I was a young girl, age 18. My dad had only one room, and he was living with a woman. I was all over the place. I didn't have a steady home. I bring my baby sister to my cousins in a different area and ask her to keep her for me. She was happy to take her in and grew her as her own daughters. She also had other kids living with her, but she took my baby sister as her own daughter. My mother's ghost started to haunt me every day. I would see a ghostly figure of her. She followed me everywhere. She was being used by demons to torment me because she didn't like me. I always asked myself, what did I do wrong for her to hate me this bad? She was a pretty woman, looking like Indian. So I tell myself maybe because I was looking different from her other kids, but only God knows. I couldn't sleep at night. She would torment me at bedtime. One day I saw 3 ghostly figures. My mother and 2 more ghostly figures. I started to run and scream out. I was losing weight. I was scared to go home. I was looking pale. Someone took me to Shrine Altar to see a voodoo priest. I always laugh at these people because I only believe in Jesus, because I met him at the age of 9. But I was so scared to live like this, so I decided to go, whatever the cost. The voodoo priest said to the lady that took me there, she said her mom had 2 ghostly figures. They are friends walking with her. She came along with you too, and she's going to kill her daughter.
I started to cry and I decided not to leave the voodoo priest's house.
Yes, Lord, you love me. Jesus love.